and information security, how they can fit together, right? And how they must be handled accordingly. When computer systems are validated for their intended use, it is not just done as quality in mind, right? We also have to consider the IT and, our information security services. They are sufficiently implemented, and also they're integrated with what, the company is going for. Again, it is beneficial to look at where the standards and regulations in the quality and security domains can complement each other, where gaps exist is also important. So this table, as Dave is, rolling it out, it shows that how good engineering practices from other standards outside the, pharmaceutical industry are relevant to our operations, right? The NIST model of security and privacy controls describes these functions, right? On the left, the functions are described where it is you need to identify, protect data, respond, and recover, right? And these are the different categories of how cybersecurity activities and NIST explain in their framework. But on the right, you see the different now guidances or standards which are to be implemented, right? Just if we take the example of identify, there is asset management, right? And I know everybody are aware on this call, like asset management, you have to make sure that the data, the personal, even devices, systems, all the facilities that are used for achieving a particular business process are identified and managed consistently, again, giving importance to what the organizational risk strategies and also what the business objectives are, right? If you compare there in the center, I've listed out the examples of the regulations, like from a FDA 21 CFR part, the 211 and also Annex 11, and how ISO 27001, they both speak to the same asset management, and that's where the overlap comes into picture, right? And certainly there are other functions and standards which are also explained on the right, apart from the asset management, which caters to identification. If we take the next one, which is the protection, again, access control is a major thing. 21 CFR 211, 21 CFR Part 11, even Annex 11, and also the ISO 27001. They have specific section. I even remember in ISO 27001, it is Annex Appendix 9, which speaks to access control. So that's how we need to just make sure that we understand where the overlap is and where we can cater the rest of the activities so that that collaboration and integration is there to avoid redundancies and inefficiencies. Likewise, the rest of the sections where you have to detect, again, security, where continuous monitoring is required for cybersecurity events, which to Ken's point is taking precedence over all of the major risk nowadays, and detection, how soon you have procedures and how you are able to maintain and also test in a timely way for these anomalous events is also part of the detection process, which is both, again, part of our 21 CFR Part 11 and also ISO 27001. Responding, how you respond for a plan based out of your detection of certain cybersecurity events. How do you do analysis and have mitigations in place for these is part of response. And recovering is also important, right? Once we have these procedures in place, how timely you can restore your systems, have your assets not affected by most of the cybersecurity events. A lot of collaboration is there when we compare the regulations, especially for, from a regulatory requirements, from a GxP perspective, and also from an information security standards perspective. So understanding these and incorporating these will help us out and will have a sustainable plan in place for our SDLC implementations.